नाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री गोपाल की जय. We'll start with the prayers. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपदा मह्यं ददाति सपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो शिवतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च. श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगना रघुनाथं तं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठावतारे श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिते नमः. नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पासादिस्थाने वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यश्च च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्ण चैतन्यनाम्ने गौरवस्य नमः. हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपिका गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्ते. कांचन गौरांगी श्रीराधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नीलाचन्द्रनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण. So we are supposed to start 11th chapter.
Yes, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes. So, so at the end of the 10th chapter, so once Arjuna hears about Ansa of the Lord, that no, Lord is shelter of all the vibhutis, then he becomes somewhat in bliss, and he gets a desire to see the vibhutis in a form. So whatever he had heard about, he wants to now see. And with that desire, he expresses that desire in the first 3 verses. And then after that, Lord will show the form. So we'll start. So that's why 11th chapter is also called Viswarup Darshan Yoga, the Lord of the universe. The Lord is the universe. So in this we will see Arjuna gets darshan of the universal form, praises it with reverence. So he'll take darshan of 2 forms of the Lord, Viswarup and Kalrup. So these 2 forms Lord will show. And after Krishna shows his original form to Arjuna, Arjuna becomes pleased again. So that's how the chapter is going to flow. So we'll start with the first verse. Arjuna vacha mad anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sangitam yat tvayoktam vachastena mohoyam vigato mama. Please read translation.
Arjuna said, by my hearing the instructions you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects, my illusion has now been dispelled.
Thank you. So the words spoken by you, revealing your vibhutis, which are present in yourself, adhyatma. Adhyatma is oneself. So these vibhutis are present in yourself, and you have removed my ignorance concerning your powers, moha. Moho ayam vigato mama. That you have removed the ignorance and you have revealed your vibhutis. So in this way, he glorifies Krishna for revealing his vibhutis. And then further he glorifies. Bhavapayo hi bhutanam sruto vistaraso maya tvatta kamalapatraksha mahatmyam apichavayam. Please read that translation.
O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity and have realized your inexhaustible glories. Hare Krishna.
So Arjuna says that, my dear Lord, I've heard a lot about creation, destruction of living entities that comes from you, tattaha. How, despite creating and destroying, you remain aloof from them, although you create, maintain, and destroy. So Lord speaks verses like Tani Karamani Nipadanti. that actions don't remind me. So I have heard that how you have all these vibhutis, you create, maintain, destroy, despite that you remain aloof. So I'm happy with that. I'm really like, he glorifies Lord for that, basically. Evam etat yathat tattvam atmanam parameswara drashtam ikchami te rupam aiswaryam purushottama.
O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see here before me your actual position, I yet wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. Hare Krishna.
So, my dear Lord, whatever you have spoken about yourself, that I am supporting this whole universe by my portions. Evam etad. That means I trust your words. It's not that I have doubt on whatever you have spoken. I fully trust that whatever you have spoken is true. That by your answer, you support the entire universe. So I have no doubt about it. But despite that, I want to be fully satisfied. I want to be fully satisfied by seeing your powers. So I heard about them, but now I have desire to see them. So I'm not asking you to show them because I doubt. Many times people say, "Are you are speaking so many things, show it." So he's saying, I'm not speaking in that tone, that no, I have no faith and that's why I want you to show. But I just have a desire to show, although I have faith in whatever you have spoken. Okay, so I want to see how you, with single fragment of your portions, support the entire universe. So whatever I heard, I want to speak that. And then he further places the request. Manase yadi tat shakyam maya drashtom iti prabho yogeshwar tato me tvam darsyat manam avyayam.
If you think that I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self.
So he says, if you think that I am qualified to see that form, so it's not that no, it's my order. But if you think that I am qualified, my dear master, you are a lot of qualification and show me that indestructible form. What it means is, it indicates that although I am unqualified, but you are qualified to make me qualified. So you are Yogeshwara. So although I am unqualified, ayogya, but by your power of qualification, you can make me qualified to see that form. So that's what Arjuna speaks. So it's possible for you to qualify me to see that form. So Prabhupada tells that somebody may say that I am God. So then we can tell him, show your universal form. If this person says that you are not qualified, then what we can speak the same thing. Although I am not qualified, but you have power to make me qualified. So you give me that power so that I become qualified to see the universal form. So show me your universal form. So this is one of the ways of finding whether somebody is God or somebody is not God. Like we find even Lord Chaitanya, he showed his universal form to Lord Nityananda. And then Advaita Acharya, who was going down the streets, he showed to Advaita Acharya, and then Nityananda, who was going down the streets, immediately ran, and he also saw the form, universal form of the Lord. And when both these personalities, Lord Nityananda and Advaita Acharya, they saw the universal form, they started dancing in ecstasy rather than becoming fearful. Why? Because now it has been proved that Lord Chaitanya is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this pastime also comes. And then Lord begins to show the form. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Pasya Partha Rupani Sataso Atsahasrasaha Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Kriti Nicha.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, My dear Arjuna, O son of Pritha, see now my opulences, hundreds of thousands of varied divine and multicolored forms. Hare Krishna.
So Krishna thought, first let me show me my universal form as spoken in Purushokta prayers. So Purushokta prayer says, Sahastra Sirasa Purusa Sahastra Aksha Sahasrapad. Sahastra Sirasa Purusa, he has thousands of heads. Sahastra Aksha, he has thousands of eyes. Sahasrapad, he has thousands of legs. So I will show that form to Arjuna first. And then I will show my expansion as Antaryami, as Mahavishnu, who is the Antaryami of the Prakriti. And later, I'll show him Kal Rupa, my form as time. So as a time factor, he will see past, present, future in the same place at the same time. So I'll show my Kal Rupa. So so then Lord speaks, see my hundreds and thousands of forms, Rupani. Pasya me Parth Rupani. How many? Sataso. Sataso means Sataso Ata Sastra, hundreds and thousands. Now, in my one form of Sarupa, see hundreds of Sarupas which are actually my Vibhutis. That means in one place, in one part of Krishna's body, Arjuna was seeing hundreds and thousands of forms. So those who do animation, they'll really become bewildered if they want to show such a thing. So it's not that Arjuna had to stretch his hand from here to there. In one pore of Krishna's body, Arjuna was able to see hundreds and thousands of forms. So that's a different effect which Arjuna was experiencing. Okay. Then further. Pastadityan vasun rudran asweno marutas tatha bahuni adrishta purvani pasyacharyani bharata. Please read.
O best of Bharatas, see here the different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras, and all other the demigods. Behold the many wonderful things where no one has ever seen or heard of before. Next.
Yeah. See all these personalities in one place, about whom nobody has heard before, nobody has seen before. Ihe kastam jagat krishnam pasyadya sacharacharam mamage he gurakesa yachana drishtumikchasi. Continue.
Whatever you wish to see can be seen at once in this body. The universal form can show you all that you now desire, as well as whatever you may desire in the future. Everything is here completely. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. In the previous verse, Lord was talking about Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras. Now to see each of these personalities, people do a lot of tapasya. And after doing a lot of tapasya, these people appear. And they have great sizes. To see them at one place is very difficult. Like Prabhupada gives an example that for an ant, a small puddle of water would be like ocean. But for us, it is nothing. We just know crossover with one step. Similarly, there are personalities for whom even the waters of Garbhodak ocean are just knee deep. About the demigods and the demons who are churning the ocean of milk. So there now no ocean is nothing for them. So that's how these are huge personalities. But Arjuna, Krishna says, I'll show them. And then Krishna says, whatever you wish to desire, you can see. Whatever was seen before, you can see. Whatever seen in present, you can see. Whatever would be seen in the future, you can see. So in this way, you will be able to see everything. So in this way, you will be able to see. So on this occasion, whatever is impossible for one to see completely, even after wandering in the universe of millions of years, you can see at one place. Because abodes of these people are very far away. But I'll call them and you will see all these people at one place. So see this universe and whatever you want to see, your victory, defeat, my body, your body. My body is shelter of universe. In that body, you will see everything. Since it is the cause of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. So because it is cause of everything, you can see everything there. Like if you go to Vrindavan Mayapur, you will find all the dhams in Vrindavan Mayapur. There's Gaya is also there. Different places are there. Naimisaranya is also there. Badrinath Kedarnath is also there. So because these dhams are the origin of everything. Since Krishna is the origin of entire creation, so that's why Krishna says you can see everything which you like. So who are Adityas and Vasus? I think you have forgotten chapter number 10. We described there. So Adityas are also certainly 10 sons of Aditi, and also Adityas are 10 positions of sun in the zodiac. So that we had discussed when we were discussing in the chapter number 10. And Vasus also, 8 Vasus are there. One of them is Bhishmadev.
I couldn't attend to those classes.
Okay, fine. So in chapter number 10 we had discussed, because these all people were discussed there. Okay, fine. So then now we'll go to verse number 8. Natu mam sakkase drashtum aneneva swachaksusa divyam dadami te chakshu passame yogamaswaram.
Hare Krishna. But you cannot see me with your present eyes. Therefore, I give you divine eyes. Behold my mystic opulence. Hare Krishna.
For giving Arjuna faith that the form which was shown is Satchidanand form, it is not like magical trick or magical illusion. Lord speak this verse. What he says, by material eyes you can't see this form, because this form is spiritual. Like we cannot see soul by material eyes. Similarly, Lord said this form you cannot see by material eyes. This is not material. It's a pure spiritual form. Therefore, I'll give you divine eyes. Divyam dadati te chakshu. So thus Lord wanted to astonish Arjuna, who was thinking himself to be a material person. So actually speaking, the truth is that Arjuna is part and parcel of the Lord, and not just part and parcel of the Lord, he is eternal associate of the Lord also. So when Krishna Arjuna expand as Nar Narayan, then Arjuna expands as Nara when Narayan is there. So in this way, Arjuna is eternal associate of the Lord, and being friend of Krishna, he was relishing Sakharas. Sakharas is a rasa of sweetness. Now for those who relish the sweetness of the Lord, they don't like the greatness of the Lord. Greatness of the Lord is more appreciated by people in Vaikuntha, or more by even demigods. They appreciate the greatness of the Lord. So like people who have tasted especially the blue lotus or the white lotus, they can't relish sugar. Similarly, he was not able to relish he will not be able to relish the universal form of the Lord. That's the reason. So in this way, Lord gave a non-human eye so that Arjuna can relish now Adbhut Rasa. Adbhut Rasa is one of the secondary rasas. So there are 5 primary rasas, 7 secondary rasas. And one of the secondary rasa is Adbhut or Asar. Different things are written there. So this is one of the secondary rasas. So Arjuna is going to relish that. Okay, so being personal friend of Krishna is not easy. Prabhupada quotes this verse. Ittam satam brahma sukhanu bhutya dasyam gatanam paradevatena maya sritanam naradalakenam sakam vijaharo kita punna punja. Ittam satam brahma sukhanu bhutya. So those who are Brahmavadis, they appreciate Lord as impersonal Brahman. Dasyam Gatanam Paradevtena. And for the devotees in Dasaras, Lord is Paradevta, he is a versatile personality. Maya Satanam Naradarkena. And those who are materialistic people, they think that Lord is also made of matter. He's like ordinary human being. But all these people can't understand the glory of the Gopas who are playing with Krishna. Sakam Vijayaru Kit Punna Panja. How much of spiritual credits these people have earned, they can't understand. Sakam Vijayaru Kit Punna Panja. So that's how Arjuna had a great fortune. He was a friend of Krishna. There's a question. Hare Krishna Prabhu, just like Arjuna, even devotees also are anxious to see the Lord. So what should be our attitude if we have such desire? We should cultivate more of the desire to see the Lord. Certainly, but devotees don't like universal form. That Prabhupada doesn't encourage. But desire to see the Lord is very encouraged. So more we have a desire, more Krishna will be eager to fulfill it. Only thing is that desire has to reach a boiling point. It has to really become very, very strong. Then Krishna will show. Okay, now I will go ahead. Sanjay Vacha Eva Muktva Tato Rajan Mahayogeshwaro Harihi Darsyam As Parthaya Paramam Rupam Eswaram.
Sanjay said, O king, having spoken thus, the supreme lord of all mystic power, the personality of Godhead, displayed his universal form to Arjuna. Krishna.
So after speaking that, Lord now displays the universal form. Now the description of universal form will come. Even the verses are like now very exciting verses, if you recite. Anek Vaktra Nayanam, Anekadbhuta Darsanam, Anek Divya Bharanam, Divya Neko Dayatayudham, Divya Malyambardharam, Divya Gandhanu Lepanam, Sarvasaramayam Devam, Anantam Vishwato Mukham. Please read.
Hare Krishna. Arjuna saw in that universal form from unlimited mouths, unlimited eyes, unlimited wonderful visions. The form was decorated with many celestial ornaments and bore many divine upraised weapons. He wore celestial garlands and garments, and many divine scents were smeared over his body. All was wondrous, brilliant, unlimited, all expanding. Hare Krishna.
Vishwatva means whose faces are everywhere. He was seeing the faces everywhere. So they were wearing celestial ornaments, divine weapons, garlands, garments. Scents were smeared over their bodies. And he saw that wonderful vision of the Lord. Next one. Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugpat Uttita Yadi Bhasadrisi Sasyat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha.
The hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky. The radiance might resemble the effulgence of the Supreme Person in that universal form. Hare Krishna.
So if at one time Bha means effulgence. So if there effulgence of thousands of suns would come again at the same time, simultaneously, then it would be somewhat similar to the effulgence of this universal form. Bhasaha. So it was so much effulgent, this universal form. And then further. Tatrekestam Jagat Krishnam Pravibhaktam Anekada Apasya Deva Devasya Sarire Pandavastada. Please read.
At that time, Arjuna could see in the universal form of the Lord the unlimited expansions of the universe situated in one place, although divided into many, many thousands. Hare Krishna.
In that place, Tatra, on the battlefield, in the body of the Lord, Deva Devasya, Dev Devasya is the Lord who is worshipped by others. It was impossible to take into account the whole universe. Therefore, Arjuna saw a part situated in one part of the body of different moments. Pravivaktam. That means in each and every pore of Krishna's body, Arjuna was seeing something it would disappear, then something else would come, then something else would come, something else would come. So that is how each pore of the body of Krishna was displaying something of the universe. So Pravi Bhaktam Ekastha. So a part was situated in the Lord's one pore, or a part situated in his belly in various ways, Anekadha. He saw that form made up of earth, gold, jewels, somebody measuring 50 universe, 100 universe, 1000 universe. So all these personalities had a huge size, but they were visible in each and every pore of Krishna's body. So we can get some understanding of the animation, although fully it may not be realizable, but we get some idea. Tata sa Vismaya Vishto Hrishta Roma Dhananjaya Pranamya Sirasa Devam Kritanjalir Abhasata.
Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjuna bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Correct.
Because he is bewildered and astonished, his hairs are standing on end. So this was not out of ecstasy, but was like more of Adbhutaras. Adbhutaras means, my God, what a wonderful form. Arjuna was feeling like that. And then he offered his obeisances with folded palm, and he began to offer prayers. Because this form of the Lord was so majestic that automatically it derives awe and reverence from everyone. So automatically Arjuna got a desire to offer obeisances and pray to the Supreme Lord. So then he says, Arjuna vacha Pasyami devastav deva dehe sarvams tatha bhuta vishesha sangha brahmanisham kamalasanasta ma rishcha sarvanu ragam sadivyan. Please read.
Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower, as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents.
Bhuta Vishesha. I see a multitude of various animals, different type of animals. So some are 4 types of living entities are there. Somebody knows all the 4 types, how they're born in different 4 ways. Just unmute and speak.
Prabhu, Svedaja, Udbhuja,
Born
Vittaja,
from
Ambuja. Prabhuji? Svedaja means they are born from sweat. Okay, no, Prabhu?
Then, yes.
Svedaja. Right. So, born from seeds, Prabhu. Vittaja.
Yes. No.
And
from seeds is called Udbij.
Udbija. And born from eggs, bro. Birds like that.
What is that called?
Andaja.
And
human being.
So they are born from womb. So they are called Jarayoja.
Yes, thank you.
So he was seeing all these living entities, and even Brahma situated in Mount Meru at the center of the lotus of the earth planet. Like we know, at the center of the Bhumandal, there is a big Meru mountain, and top of that there is the abode of Brahma. So he was able to see Brahma also. That means from lower planetary system till the higher planetary system, Arjuna was able to see everyone. That's the whole meaning. So that is what is being indicated in this verse. From Brahma to all the lower beings, he was able to see everyone. Okay, further. Aneka bahudar bhaktra netram passami tvam sarvato anantarupam nantam namadhyam napунastavadim passami visve sarvesvarupa. Please read the translation.
O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many, many arms, bellies, mouths, and eyes, expanded everywhere without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. Hare Krishna.
Vishweshwar means your original person, the original of this form. And further it's described. Kiritinam gadinam chakrinam cha tejo rasim sarvato diptimantam. Pasyami tvam durniriksham samantat deeptan lark ditim aprameyam. Please read the translation.
Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence spreading on all sides like blazing fire or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So it was giving effulgence everywhere in all the sides, like radiant sun. And these forms were having their own crowns, weapons, etc. Everything was there. Tvam akcharam paramam veditvam tam asya viswasya param nidhanam tam avvaya sasva dharma gupta sanatanas tam puruso mato me. Please read.
You are the supreme primal objective. You are the ultimate resting place of all this universe. You are inexhaustible and you are the oldest. You are the maintainer of the eternal religion, the personality of Godhead. This is my opinion.
In this way, he calls him Aksharam. As we had discussed about the meaning of Aksharam, Aksharam means something which doesn't deteriorate. So that's Brahman. And Nidhanam means repository or the place where everyone takes shelter of. That's called Param Nidhanam. So after destruction, within the universe, from Lord Planetary System till Svargaloka, at the end of day of Brahma, all living entities take shelter of Garbhodaksha Vishnu. And at the end of life of Brahma, they take shelter of Mahavishnu, Karnadaksha Vishnu. So Lord is called Param Nidhanam. And then further. Anadi madhyantam ananta viryam ananta bahum sasi surya netram passami tvam deepta hutasa vaktram satejasa vishwam edam patavatantam.
Hare Krishna. You are without origin, middle, or end. Your glory is unlimited. You have numberless arms, and the sun and moon are your eyes. I see you with blazing fire coming forth from your mouth, burning this entire universe by your own radiance. Hare Krishna.
In this way, Arjuna, he speaks Anadi, because he was experiencing Vismeras or Adbhutras. So Vismeras means one of the secondary rasas. He was seeing that astonishment. He was saying, I am not able to see your origin of everything. I am seeing everything within you. She was astonished that how one personality can have everything. That's why he called him Anadi. So that's the reason the first Anadi is used. Anadi Madhyantam Ananta Vidam. The beginning, middle, end, everything is there. Everything which exists is there within the Lord. So he becomes really amazed. And now Krishna is going to show his form of Kal Roop. So till now, whatever was spread in the space everywhere in the universe, some things were in the Brahmaloka, some things were at the end, bottom of the universe. Arjuna was able to see all the personality and everything in one place. Now Krishna is going to show Kal Roop. Kal Roop means whatever was there in the past, whatever is happening in the present at different places, and whatever is going to happen in future, Arjuna is going to see everything at the same time. That means you want to look at past, present, future. Like many people are attracted to astrologer because they want to know their future. So, but Krishna is going to show everything, past, present, future in one place. So that's called Kalrup, the form of time. Dhyava pratipyoridam hi vyaptam tvaye kena disascha sarva drishtvaadbhutam roopamugram tavedam lokitrayam parvethitam mahatman. Please read.
Although you are one, you spread throughout the sky and the planets and all space between, O great one. Seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. Hare Krishna.
So you are one, you are spread throughout the sky and the planets of all space. So everybody is perturbed. Everybody is perturbed, especially by the Kalrup. So time factor creates fear in everyone. Like, why is whole cosmic industry running? Because people are fearful of time, that we are going to become old. So then people want to remain young, and that is how whole cosmic industry is running. Similarly, we know that if we don't eat, we'll become weak, so we eat. We know that now, if our finances become less, then we'll have financial crisis in the future, and that's why we go to earn. So practically everybody is running with time. Everybody is fighting with time. So there's a verse in Bhagavatam which says, Ayu harati va pumsam uddan astam cha yannaso tasriti yachadonite uttam sloka vartaya. Ayu harati va pumsam uddan astam cha yannaso. With the rising and the setting of the sun is stealing everyone's life. Except the people who are doing uttam sloka vartaya. Uttam sloka vartaya means they're talking about Krishna. So except for the people who are doing Krishna Katha, what happens is other people are spending. But those who are doing Krishna Katha, they are actually investing. So the difference between investing money and the difference between spending money. When we go to market, we spend money, and when we go to bank, we invest money. So when we spend money for Krishna, then we get even control over time. In material world, everybody controls time. In spiritual world, in material world, everybody is controlled by time. In a spiritual world, people control time. Like find in the different palaces of the Queen of Dwarka, there are different time zones going on in different palaces. Narada Muni went in one palace and he saw Krishna performing morning duties, some place afternoon duties. Sometimes some places Krishna was performing the night duties. So different time zones were going on in different places, whatever the queens of Dwarka desired. So that is how in the spiritual world everybody controls time. In material world, everyone is controlled with time. Okay, Santosh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhu, in the previous verses that we have seen that Arjuna is not able to see the Lord because of spiritual form, so that he got spiritual eyes and could see the Lord. And the purport of this also saying that Prabhupada is saying that not only Arjuna have seen the last line, Lokatrayam says that it appears that not only did Arjuna see the universe form of the Lord, but others in other planetary system also saw that the form of the Lord. And also we have discussed previous Prabhu saying that Arjuna not only see the Lord, but also the all planetary system. How can we understand these things, Prabhu?
So, as far as other people are concerned, there may be other qualified people also. And main thing is, they were seeing the form, but they were not seeing the form in the detail in which Arjuna was seeing. So there are personalities who are seeing the form, but not in the detail the way Arjuna was seeing. So that difference was there. So that's how we can reconcile that proof. That is what I understand. But this question is practically comes in each and every class. So after the whole discussion, what we find is that the whole thing is that other people were seeing also universe form. Krishna, Arjuna was also seeing, Arjuna was seeing the full detailed, others were not seeing such a detail. Because Krishna will say also later on that the form you are seeing, nobody has seen before. Nobody can see now, nobody can see in the future. That means it was rare. So the vision of Arjuna was pretty rare and it was quite different than what other people were seeing. Although they may be seeing some partial form of the Lord. Okay. Did I answer your question?
Thank you.
Yeah, so everybody are talking about time. How everybody is fearful of time factor. Now further this time factor, description time factor continues. Ami hi tam sura sangha visanti kechit bhita pranjalayo grananti swasti ti uktva marsi siddha sangha stuvanti tam stutibhi puskalabhi. Please read.
Hare Krishna. All the hosts of demigods are surrendering before you and entering into you, and some of them, very much afraid, are offering prayers with folded hands. Hosts of great sages and perfected beings, crying all peace, are praying to you by singing the Vedic hymns. Hare Krishna.
So they are saying Santi, 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 you know, my dear Lord. And they are like fearful, so they are offering prayers. So fierce form of the Lord, the Kal Rupa of the Lord, everybody is booming down to that form. Rudraditya vasavo yecha sadhya visve asino martas chosme pascha gandharva yaksha sura siddha sangha vikchanti tam vismitas chaiva sarve. Please read.
Hare Krishna. All the various manifestations of the Lord Shiva, the Adityas, the Vasus, and Sadhyas, the Vishwadevas, the two Astris, the Marutis, and forefathers, the Gandharvas, the Yakshas, the Asuras, and the perfected demigods are behold in you in wonder. Hare Krishna.
So all the other personalities, they were seeing you in wonder. And chosma cha usmapa means usma. Usma means steam or humidity. Pa means those who drink. So forefathers, they drink steam. From that, what we can understand is that their bodies are made up of, mostly supposed to be made up of air. That's why there may be many personalities who have different types of bodies, but we are not able to see them because they are made up of subtle elements. So forefathers, they drink steam. That's why if you go to Gaya, as they generally offer very hot food to the, or hot prasad to the forefathers. But they don't eat, they drink the steam. So that's how they survive. Maruts, generally Maruts are the sons of Diti, who were cut into 49 pieces by Indra. But because they were friend of Indra, that's why they are counted among the demigods, and they represent different type of airs. Okay. Okay, Sitaram.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So here, normally Lord has provided divine eyes for Arjuna, but now the Kala form of the Lord, even Asuras are able to see. How we need to understand this, Prabhu?
See, they are seeing, but they are not seeing the way Arjuna is seeing. Same thing, same question Santosh Prabhu also asked. They are not seeing the way Arjuna is seeing. They may be seeing a part of that form. And what Arjuna is seeing here is that they're praying, so they're not literally seeing the form, but they're praying to the time factor, or they're fearful of the time factor. So what it is representing here is that all these personalities who are so great personalities, demigods, even they are fearful of the time factor also, because they know that tenure of enjoyment would end at a point of time. So they are also in anxiety. Okay. Venkatraman.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Again. Okay. Rupam mahatte bahuvaktra netram maha baho bahubahurpadam bahudaram bahudamstra kalalam drishtva loka parvitas tathaham. Please read.
O mighty armed one, all the planets with their demigods are disturbed at seeing your great form, with its many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs, and bellies, and your many terrible teeth, and as they are disturbed, so am I. Hare Krishna.
So all these people, now you have terrible faces, eyes, arms, thighs. So they are disturbed and I am also disturbed. So what he's expressing is, although your form is very rare, but it is causing me disturbance. It's not like a very pleasing form. Nabasprasam deeptam aneka varnam vyatananam deepta visala netram destvahitam pravyathitantaratma dhritim na vindami samam cha Vishnu. Please read.
O all pervading Vishnu, seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, your gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. I can no longer maintain my steadiness or equilibrium of mind. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yeah. So seeing you with your many radiant colors touching the sky, gaping mouths, red glowing eyes. So my mind is perturbed by fear. So it's not very pleasing form. It's causing fear in me. Damshta karalani chate mukhani drishte drishtve vikala nalasannibhani disona jane na labhecha sarma prasita devesa jagannivasa. Please read.
O Lord of the Lords, O refuse of the worlds, please be gracious to me. I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces and awful teeth. In all directions I am bewildered.
Yeah. I am not like I'm losing my mental equilibrium by seeing your form. So that's why I'm bewildered by seeing all these forms. So that's what he expresses. And then he sees the future, which actually he was desiring to see, and actually Krishna also wanted to see this form, this particular feature of time. So Krishna is going to reveal about Mahabharata war, what is going to happen in future in the next verses. Amicha tvam dhasya rashtrasya putra sarve sahe va vanipala sanghe bhismo drona suta putra sathasu sahasmadiye api yoda mukhe vaktrani te turamana visanti damshta karalani bhayanakani kechit vilagna dasanantareshu sandrisyante churniter Uttamangaha. Please read.
All the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with their allied kings and Bhisma, Drona, Karna, and our chief soldiers also are rushing into your fearful mouths, and some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. Harish.
So what Arjuna is seeing future, that all these personalities of Mahabharata war are killed. That means whether Arjuna fights in the war, doesn't fight in the war, these people are not going to come back, go back. They came with their own desire to fight, but they won't go back. So whether Arjuna fight, doesn't fight, they will be killed. And Arjuna is certainly going to be victorious, but they will be killed. Yatha nadinam bahavo ambu vegaha samudram eva bhimukha dravanti tatha tavami naraloka veera visanti vaktrani abhivijulanti. Please read.
As the many waves of the rivers flow into the ocean, so do all the great warriors enter blazing into your mouths. Hare Krishna.
Like rivers enter in ocean. Similarly, they are also entering in your blazing mouth. All these great warriors. Yatha pradiptam jwalanam patanga visanti nasaye samriddha vegaha tateva nasaye visanti lokas tavapi bhaktrani samriddha vegaha.
Hare Krishna. I see all people rushing full speed into your mouths, as mouths dash to destruction in a blazing fire. Hare Krishna.
Like we have seen when, especially night time in villages, when we lit a fire, moths enter in the fire. Similarly, these people themselves are rushing with great speed into your mouths. And we have famous example of frog. The frog croaks in the rainy season, and then it invites the snake, and a snake comes and devours the frog. So snake is a representation of time factor. So people who waste their time in prajalpa, their time is wasted, and because of that, what happens is time factor comes and devours them. So there's another verse. Kala karma guna dino deho ham panch bhautike katham annam sagopayet sarpo grasto yatha param. So this verse says that everybody is devoured by the time factor, the Kal Sarpa. So and we try to save other people, but we don't know that we ourselves are being devoured by the time factor. So it's like, no, whatever age is past, you should understand that that age has already gone. That much percentage we are already into the mouth of snake of time. So that's already gone. So when we can't save ourselves, what to save? Saving others. Katham mannas to gopayat sarv gusto yatha param. Okay. ले लिए से गसमाना समंताल लोकान समग्रान वदनेर ज्वलद्भि तेजो भेर आपूरे जगत समग्रम भासस तवोग्रह प्रतिपंति विष्णु. Please read.
O Vishnu, I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths, covering all the universe with your effulgence. You are manifest with terrible, scorching rays. Hare Krishna.
I see you devouring all people from all sides with your flaming mouths. So he's seeing that. That's basically seen that you are devouring everyone as time factor, and you are manifest terrible scorching rays. So basically, you are devouring everyone. Because after that, there will be one famous, beautiful verse also. Akhani met ko bhavan ogra rupo namostute te deva varv prasida vigyatum ichhami bhavantamadhyam nahi prajanami tav pravrittim. Please read.
O Lord of the Lords, so fierce of form, please tell me who you are. I offer my obeisance unto you. Please be gracious to me. You are the primal Lord. I want to know about you, for I do not know what your mission is.
So Arjuna becomes bewildered by the activities of Kalru. He is very clearly Supreme Personality of Godhead, but what is he doing? He's eating him, eating everyone. So then, what type of form is this? Tell me who you are and what is the purpose? Why you are doing all these things? And then Kalru starts answering in next verse. You can read the purport also. This purport is like very beautiful and you can say, beautiful verse you can say. Yeah. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Kalo Asmi Lok Chakrit Pravriddho Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravittaha Rite Api Tvam Na Bhavisyanti Sarve Ye Avasthita Pratyanikesu Yodha. Please read.
The Supreme Personality.
Yes, yes.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Time I am, the great destroyer of the worlds, and I have come here to destroy all people. With the exception of you, the Pandavas, all the soldiers here on both sides will be slain." Purport by J.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Although Arjuna knew that Krishna was his friend and the supreme personality of Godhead, he was puzzled by the various forms exhibited by Krishna. Therefore, he asked further about the actual mission of this devastating force. It is written in the Vedas that the supreme truth destroys everything, even the Brahmanas. And as stated in the Katha Upanishad 1.2.25, Yasya Brahmacha Kshatram Cha Ubhe Bhavata Odanaha Mrityur Yasyopa Sechanam Ka Ittha Vedayatrasa. Eventually, all the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and everyone else are devoured like a meal by the Supreme. This form of the Supreme Lord is the all-devouring giant, and here Krishna presents himself in that form of all-devouring time. Except for a few Pandavas, everyone who was present on the battlefield would be devoured by him. Arjuna was not in favor of the fight, and he thought it was better not to fight. Then there would be no frustration. In reply, the Lord is saying that even if he did not fight, every one of them would be destroyed, for that was his plan. If Arjuna stopped fighting, they would die in another way. Death could not be checked, even if he did not fight. In fact, they were already dead. Time is destruction, and all manifestations are to be vanquished by the desire of the Supreme Lord. That is the law of nature. Hare Krishna.
So, Lord, what he's saying is, so this particular verse was also recited by, as far as I remember, the person who made the atom bomb or nuclear bomb. Oppenheimer, na? What was his name? Oppenheimer. So when he saw the destructive effect, then he quoted this verse, Carlos Milopom Chekrit. The time I am the destroyer of everyone. So he quote from the Bhagavad Gita. And Lord, if you see this time factor, what he does, he takes Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and everyone else as his meal. That means he has meal of Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas in morning, afternoon, evening. So that is how time factor, he destroys everyone. So you can imagine that form, Lord having Brahmana, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, Sudras as his meals. So that's the time factor. So all the people are already dead except the Pandavas. Tasmat tam uttishto yaso labhasva jitva satrun bhungsva rajam samriddham maye vete nihita purvameva nimitta matram bhavasavya sachin. Please read. This also you can read the purport. This is also very powerful purport, important purport.
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory. Conquer your enemies and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement. And you, O Sabyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Savyasachin refers to one who can shoot arrows very expertly in the field. Thus, Arjuna is addressed as an expert warrior capable of delivering arrows to kill his enemies, just to become an instrument. Nimitta matram. This word is also very significant. The whole world is moving according to the plan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Foolish persons who do not have sufficient knowledge think that nature is moving without a plan and all manifestations are but accidental formations. There are many so-called scientists who suggest that perhaps it was like this or maybe like that, but there is no question of perhaps and maybe. There is a specific plan being carried out in this material world. What is this plan? This cosmic manifestation is a chance for the conditioned souls to go back to Godhead, back to home. As long as they have the domineering mentality, which makes them try to lord it over material nature, they are conditioned. But anyone who can understand the plan of the Supreme Lord and cultivate Krishna consciousness is most intelligent. The creation and destruction of the cosmic manifestation are under the superior guidance of God. Thus, the battle of Kurukshetra was fought according to the plan of God. Arjuna was refusing to fight, but he was told that he should fight in accordance with the desire of the Supreme Lord. Then he would be happy. If one is in full Krishna consciousness and his life is devoted to the Lord's transcendental service, he is perfect. Hare Krishna.
So we find that in this particular verse, the word Nimitta Matram is like highlighted, becoming an instrument in the Lord's hand. Now, when it comes to practical application of Nimitta Matram, so we have to be careful that when we are becoming Nimitta Matram, it has to be done with intelligence according to Guru Sadhu Sastra. Otherwise, what happens is, especially for the devotees who stay full time in the temple, many times they have a blame to say that no, I tried to please this person, he didn't become pleased. So we expect some reciprocation from the authority above and we don't get it, then we become very morose. But then we have to understand nimitta means that that person is a nimitta or an instrument for Krishna's service. And we also become instrument in serving Krishna. So when we become instrument in serving Krishna, we become purified. So then although other person may or may not reciprocate, we have an opportunity to serve, so we should be grateful. Also, while becoming nimitta, it's not that whatever is spoken is just followed. There's a whole discussion. So we can always discuss with authorities, not that no, what even if they're speaking something which seems to be a little wrong and we follow, and then later on we blame them. So the best thing which has to be done is discuss and then follow and take the responsibility. So that's the reason we are having this Bhakti Sastri course. So things have to be done according to Guru Sadhu Sastra. So we're reading Shastras, we consult the authorities, we have the instruction of Guru, and that is how we come with a particular decision. And we take full responsibility of the decision and we go ahead. So that is how we should do the things. Yes, Santosh Prabhu has a question.
In the previous verse, it said that only except Pandavas and all others will be slain. Like, what might that?
Yeah, practically speaking, from both the sides, whole armies were vanquished. Only Krishna Chaturangi Sena, it went back. And later on, Panchalas, the army of Panchalas means the Draupadi's father. So they were staying along with Dashyadumna. But even all the Panchalas along with Dashyadumna were killed by Aswathama, then Kripachar, and who came from Dwarka, Kritavarma. These three people killed them in the dead of the night. They killed everyone. So practically speaking, the only people who were surviving were Pandavas and few more people, that's all. Only a handful of people were surviving. Everyone was vanquished on both the sides. Okay? So that's there in Mahabharata.
Yes, Prajay, agree, Prabhu, but concern is, it's experts said that except you Pandavas, everybody will be killed. Because
everybody means practically everyone. We have to sometimes understand the connotation. See, among, let us say, among lakhs of people, few people, 10, 15 people are remaining. Then we say almost you are only remaining. So we don't have to go in like no very. These are some general statements.
Sure.
We should not take them like stone lines on stone.
Okay.
Like I'll tell you one incident. Once what happened is one person was there in the platform, and then suddenly there was an announcement. The train is going to come to platform number 2. So as soon as this person heard the announcement, immediately jumped on the rail in the railway lines. And all the people were very worried. Here, what happened? Did you have to fight with your wife? What happened? No. Why you are trying to commit suicide? So this man said that I'm not committing suicide. You all of you are committing suicide. And people were surprised. Why are you saying like that? So didn't you hear the announcement? that train is going to come in platform number 2. So it's going to come on platform, not on the rail. So he jumped on the rail. You understood? So literally speaking, sometimes people take the literal words. So platform number 2 doesn't mean it is going to come on a platform only. It is going to come in railway line only. Train never comes on the platform. For this fellow was thinking, it is going to come on platform. So similarly, there are certain things in the scriptures are indicative. We don't have to take them like in a very strong specification. Yeah. So we'll go ahead. द्रोणां च भीष्मं च जयद्रथं च कर्णं तथा अन्यान् अपि योधवीरान् मया हतांस्त्वं जसीमा वितिष्ठा युद्धस्य जेतासि रणे सपत्नान्. Please read.
Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and other great warriors have already been destroyed by me. Therefore, kill them and do not be disturbed. Simply fight, and you will vanquish your enemies in battle. Hare Krishna.
So all these great personalities like Dronachar, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, they all are destroyed. You just have to follow the plan and get the mercy. So just follow the plan and get mercy. That's all. So Prabhupada writes that the plans of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are understood by His mercy, and the plans of the devotees are as good as His plans. So those who are pure devotees can understand the plan of the Lord, and accordingly they make the plan. And because Lord's plan can never fail, that's why those who understand the mind of the Lord, their plans also never fail. So when somebody follows that plan, he is going to be 100% successful. So next, Sanjay Vacha Etat Chutva Vachanam Kesavasya Kitanjalir Vepamana Kiriti Namaskritva Bhuya Evaha Krishnam Sagad Gadam Bhita Bhita Pranamya. Please read.
Sanjaya said to Dhritarashtra, "O sir, after hearing these words from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that the trembling Arjuna offered obeisances with folded hands again and again. He fearfully spoke to the Lord Krishna in a flattering voice as follows. Hare Krishna.
So realizing that form and ferocious form of the Lord, pleasing form, ferocious form of the Lord, so he was attracted to the previous form, that is the pleasing form, and now this universal form was creating repulsion. So he says, "O Rishikesh, you inspire senses of your devotees to turn towards you and non-devotees to turn away from you." So both of them are appropriate. So the devotees, they certainly like to relish the Lord by their senses, and non-devotees go away from the senses of the Lord. Or the senses of the non-devotees, they go away from the Lord. So both of them are appropriate. That's what Arjuna is indicating, and here Sanjay is indicating. Okay, yes. Venkatrashna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Prabhu, here Sanjaya is able to see the Kala form of the Lord, because in the previous verse, if he is able to see the previous verse, they are telling all the Drona and Bhishma, Jayadratha, everybody include except all the Pandavas, everybody is dying. So whether he was able to see the Kala form of the Lord.
Certainly he was able to see, but we don't know to the exact detail in which Arjuna was seeing or not. He was able to see that 100% confirmed, because at the end of Bhagavad Gita also, so I'll show you the verse. This text number 77. So he says, Tatcha samsanutya samsatya rupam ati adbhutam hare vismayo me mahan rajan hrisami cha punapana. So this form is basically remembering the universal form. Prabhupada writes in the purport also. That means he had seen this universal form, both the Vishwarup and the Kalrup. But was he seeing to the exact detail when Arjuna was seeing? That may be doubtful. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Susaka Arjun too.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat Prabhu. Prabhu, like, so is that audible, Prabhu?
Yeah, audible, yes.
Yeah, actually, I have one question, Prabhu. Maybe it's here we were discussing about Pandavas. Apart from Pandavas, everybody will be killed actually. So just my understanding here is Bhishma, apart from Arjuna also, even though Bhishma, Dronacharya, everybody have been cited in Kauravas, and they are also great devotees of the Lord actually. But was that being explained here by the Lord Prabhu, like to Arjuna, how to understand actually? Basically here, our understanding in the practice of our devotion, Bhakti Yoga, devotees, even after this thing, they will not be entering into Yamaloka. The process is different. That's what we hear actually. Vishnu Duttas or not, they will be taken by, that is a process. But here, how it is, Prabhu, like since it is everything is visualized to Arjuna, so everybody are entering, rushing towards the mouth of the Lord. It's explained like this. But how is it given care for Bhishma and the great devotees of the Lord Prabhu? Was that being explained to Arjuna also? I just want to understand that.
So main thing is, Lord certainly is not explained to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. That's very clear.
Okay.
In Bhagavatam, we see that the Lord takes Pandavas to the to Bhishma Dev to show his glories later on. But currently, he's not showing.
Okay.
Later on, he shows.
Okay.
Later on, he shows that because Bhishma Dev, he conquered time in one sense. Because he had Iksha Mrityu, and he left his body in that time which is most auspicious, in which a person goes back and back to Godhead, and that too in the presence of Krishna himself. So he offered prayers to the Lord, he looked at the Lord, and that is how he left his body. But we may not expect that all the things will be explained at all the times. So we don't find that episode in Bhagavad Gita here. We certainly find that episode in Bhagavatam.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Prabhu, one more question. Just wanted to know a little more details about Nimitta Matram. Like if you can explain a little more detail about it, and how to understand, like sometimes we also undergo a lot of some tough situations, and but even we are, once everybody, our praise is always to become instrument of the Lord. So when a lot of times we hear, so what we should aspire, a lot of thoughts will be going on in our mind, but still our desire should be always to become instrument of the Lord actually. But how can we understand that we have been instrumental for in our level actually? So in terms of decisions, so we become overwhelmed actually, like this thing. So how to understand that?
Whether I'm being instrumental or whether I'm working on my own desire, because I'm so much desire for doing that, or whether because the Lord wants me to do, I'm doing that. Sometimes we get confused.
See, many times it's mutual. It's mutual. It's not like just one side. Because things are dynamic. It's not like somebody is making an announcement and the robot is just following. It's not like that. We may have some specific ways of serving Krishna, and Krishna accepts that. Krishna allows that. Krishna appreciates that. So that is also there. So generally, how we decide whether we are an instrument or not, we try our best to become instrument by trying to get a decision from Guru, Sadhu, Sastra and follow it. That's the way of best way of trying to become instrument. Apart from that, because we use our own intelligence, material intelligence, to understand the spiritual aspects, there is a possibility that we may be faulty. But the very fact that we have that desire, Krishna appreciates that desire. Because bhakti is not dependent on the detail, it's dependent on the intent. So intent to please Krishna is appreciated by Krishna, especially we are having intent and we are making endeavors. So even if we are successful, not successful, Krishna accepts. Okay. So just Guru Sadhu Sastra is the answer. Check with Guru Sadhu Sastra.
Thank you.
Okay. We may have some desire, we get it sanctioned. See, there are two ways of getting it. One is we get directly from Guru Sadhu Shastra through the authorities. That's 100% sure now that that's authorities desire. But even that we can discuss, so that rather than doing disservice, we do the proper service and justice to the service. Like we are getting too much service, we are bogged down, we are not able to complete them. Then we discuss and tell that, Prabhu, I will not be able to complete by this time. Maybe it may take me another 1 month or 2 months. Are you okay with that? If you're okay with that, then we continue. Sometimes it may be that we have a certain way of expressing. So that is certainly not to the level from which is coming down. At the same time, then we get it sanctioned by Guru Sadhu Shastra. And when it's sanctioned, we go ahead. So in our platform, both are okay. But certainly with something coming down is always at a higher level than the something which we are expressing. But we have to be practical. So that's why we should discuss and we should express. Okay. Sitaram Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So here Sanjaya is seeing the Vishwarupa and he is seeing all the people. Hare Krishna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. So he is seeing all the people except a few Pandavas have been killed. And obviously why he is seeing, he is narrating everything to Dhritarashtra. So seeing that, did Dhritarashtra not realize and probably stop the war or something like that?
Okay. See, Dhritarashtra is a very special personality in Mahabharata. Practically, the person I think who has received the maximum of number of chastisement is Dhritarashtra only. Everybody comes and chastise Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was chastised by Vidura later on, that you are like a dog eating the remnants thrown by Bhima. The same person was killed 100 times throwing the remnants and you were eating it. Even Akudura went and chastised Dhritarashtra. Eke praliyate jantor eke eve praliyate eko bhungte cha suktam ek ev cha duskritam. So this verse says that he says that everybody is born alone. Everybody has to die alone. Everybody has to suffer his pious and sinful activities. So don't think that you are taking side of your son, the blind Duryodhan. It will benefit you in any way. So that's how he also chastises. So everybody chastises. But main thing is what happens when we develop certain mental attachments, it becomes very difficult to take a decision. So we may not be like that type of Dhritarashtra, we may be small Dhritarashtras. Each one of us have our own material conditions. So despite hearing, it's not only Dhritarashtra is seeing all these things, we are also hearing Bhagavad Gita. And we have been hearing so many times. But then there's certain attachment we are not able to give up. So there's trouble for all of us. Okay.
Thank you.
So what I'll do, I'll stop here because Arjuna's prayers will now start. So we'll take it in continuity in the next class. So we'll stop here. Okay. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai.
Shilpapad ki
Jai.
Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Shilpapad ki jai.
Krishna.